Hi everyone, this is Lena. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lena's Home Creation. And today I'm going to be making some Christmas in July easy home crafts. And so I've rolled out some air dry clay. I don't have a lot of it, so I'm using it quite sparingly. And you can use molds, which will come out really perfect, but I only have some stencils, so I just use what I have. And so it's a little bit of extra work, but it has the same effects. And also you can use some cookie cutters, anything that you have to hand to cut out some shapes. So I'm just rolling it to press it down onto the air dry clay, and then I'll just flip it over, and then make sure that it really imprints. So I'm just going to roll the rolling pin over the clay again. So because my layer of air dry clay is quite thin, I have to really push the stencil onto the clay, and so that the reindeer pops out a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing here, and you have to do this if the clay is quite thin, or if you're using stencils. But if you're using molds, it'll be perfectly fine and you don't have to do this step. So now that my stencil has been imprinted onto the air dry clay, and making sure that it's very noticeable, I'll lift up the stencil, and then I'll use my precision knife to cut around the reindeer, the raised parts, as you can see, and just remove the excess clay. So once you've removed all the excess clay, you get yourself a food can, and don't mind this one, it has a hole in it, but I'm still going to use it. It was for a previous project. And you just want to use some white glue, and you're going to cover the whole piece with the glue, and you're going to do this while the clay is still soft. So don't let the clay dry out, because then it makes it more supple and it'll bend easily. So apply some white glue onto that, and then you just want to press it down onto your can. So here I'm just making sure it's sticking down quite nicely onto the can, and just making sure that it fits perfectly. Because it's quite supple, you can sort of bend it slightly so it fits within the can if you've made your piece a little bit too big, and just using some extra glue to make sure everything is well adhered to the tin. So once everything's nicely in place, while the reindeer is still supple, I'm just going to use these emulsion color paints. They're just like chalk paints, a lot cheaper as well. So if you can't get them, just buy a little testers at your local hardware store, and they're just perfect for these little projects. They come in various colors, and the color that I'm using is graphite. It's just like an elephant gray, and it's perfect for this look that I'm going for. And I'm just going to cover the whole can and the reindeer with this color. So once the can is completely covered in the colour of your choice, you just use my hairdryer to speed things up and dry everything into place for our next step. So next I'm going to use some brown acrylic paint, and they again come in various colours. I'm just going for a wood tone look, and this will create a really nice rustic effect on the can. Again, this is option, you don't have to do this. You can do whatever decorations that you like to your can for this project, but this will just make the can look more rustic, as if it's been sitting outside for years. So with the acrylic paint, I'm just placing it where I think it needs it, and just dabbing and just smearing some on the round part of the can at the top around the reindeer, where I think it's likely to be more exposed to the rust look. Now the next step, once that's completely dry, is I'm just using some white wax and with a dry brush, and I'm just gently going to go over my whole can with this white wax, and this will seal everything in and just again making it look a little bit sort of snowy and rustic and just blending in my colours. Now because I went over with the white wax, I'm going in again with the brown acrylic paint, and just to highlight in some of the parts where it looks a little bit faded, again just to make the can look a little bit more rustic. And really that's it, and just put the hairdryer to it, give it a little quick dry, and then once that's done, we're just going to decorate by putting in some greenery in there. And this is another one that I did using the Christmas tree stencil. So the options are unlimited, and these would look beautiful for Christmas, and you can use reds and greens, any colors that you want, and this is just to give you guys some ideas. So I made 3 of these beauties using the food cans. These are the large ones, and they're just perfect for this craft. And you can make this in various colors. Like I said, you can use various chalk paint colors or emotion colors, and use the white wax and the acrylic paint to make them look more rustic. Add some greenery to them. You know, the options are very endless here, and just be creative. Now if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Welcome to Lena's Home Creation. Leave a thumbs up, leave comments below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, and hopefully I'll upload some more Christmas crafts for July in the next few days, so to show you guys what I've been up to. And these are the stencils that I use. Again, you can use stencils or molds. This is the acrylic paint that I use in a dark chocolate color. So just rummage through your stash and see what you have. This is the color that I use, which is a granite color. It's like an elephant chalk paint. Again, these are just emotion colors, testers that I get from my home stores here, from the DIY store, and I use some air dry clay to make my mold. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you again soon. Bye.